All right, this is Liam from WSOU, and I'm here today talking to Falk from Powerwolf. How you doing today?
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm doing fine. 1 week through the release stage for Call of the Wild. Feels good so far.
All right, I'm super excited. So, moving into this album, obviously, it's been talked about for a long time. Can fans expect kind of a classic Powerwolf feel, or are you going to add a lot of new elements into this and switch up the music?
I would say the friends could expect the Powerwolf with all trademarks we have. Call of the Wild is the next step, and I guess it is a big step to the previous album, the Sacrament of Sin. But the Sacrament of Sin of album showed us how much more is possible, and yeah, I guess this was also the last album was an important step to develop Call of the Wild, and yeah, showed us and even we dared us to enlarge our sound here and there. And for example, in Blood for Blood song, we used more Celtic instruments, and we wrote another ballad, but we wrote with Faster Than the Flame, a really speed power metal track, the opening track. So I would say Call of the Wild is really a wild album. And that was also what stands for the album title, Call of the Wild. We are wild, I would say, with this album.
Yeah, definitely. It's a wild album, and that opening track, "Faster Than the Flame," that is definitely a heavy hitter power metal song right there. What made you guys choose that one as the opening track?
I guess it stands in the history of our opening tracks for previous albums like Sanctified the Dynamite, Aim and Attack, Fire and Forgive. And it's I don't know, we like to play with the language. That's one thing that we want to have this the sound of the language. But on the other side, when we wrote this song, we recognized that would be probably the fastest song we wrote so far, and it should stand for Call of the Wild. Like, hey, we are back and faster than ever, faster than the flame. And yeah, it was completely clear from the beginning when we finished that song. And so it is faster than flame opening track followed by Beast of Shiverdun. And yeah, so it continues, and the flow of the album, it shows it really the way we want to deliver.
Now, what would you say that your personal favorite track off the album is? Which song are you most proud of that you guys got to work on?
Good question, because normally every band would tell you that every song is the best, and that we love, that you love every song. But if you have to pick one out, I would say Dancing with the Dead, because that is a song with typical powerful elements, but also with this catchy chorus, and almost it's possible to dance with that song, as you can see in the video. So I would pick out, or I would choose Dancing with the Dead. I guess it's a classical story about temptation and the fascination for the evil and to do something forbidden. And I like this approach and the kind of style of the song.
Yeah, so the Dancing with the Dead music video might be, one of the biggest things going on in the Powerwolf world right now. It's approaching, I think, 1 million views right on YouTube. What's the
Mm,
story behind the music video? Where is that set? Is that like an actual mansion or something? It's a pretty cool video.
thank you. And that setup was in, or is in Switzerland. It's something like a castle or a mansion. It's more a mansion we found in Luzern. Yeah, and it's a awesome, a huge building with a chapel, with the church, with the stairs in the middle and everything. And when we entered the scene, it was really like, wow, what's that? We even forgot to put on our makeup. Like, we were so impressed by the surrounding. Um, so if you have a venue or something like that, you can really play with the elements you have there. And then, for example, I drove this very old car from the 1930s. It was quite difficult to drive such an old car. It was a little bit, I was so nervous don't to make something wrong with that beautiful car. Uh, yeah, and that was really a nice experience to do. And I love the interaction between band performing on the stairs or in the room or even in the chapel, and the acting scenes with the dances. Um, I love doing videos. It's always a pleasure to do it.
There's a lot of different stuff going on in this album. Like I feel like it kind of goes all over the place in a good way. Now, when you guys sat down to work on this album, did you have any like themes or messages or undertones in mind for it, or is it just kind of just really good songs all put together?
It's both, I guess. We have always some ideas in mind, and I don't know, some themes about mythologies, or the songs, for example, Beast of Gévaudan, this song about the French legend from the 18th century. This idea we had in mind for, I guess, 5, 6 years, but we never had a song to that topic, to that legendary beast in France that killed around 100 people. That was the mythology, something like that. So we have always some ideas in mind, but not every idea will make it on an album. And but when we are starting with the songwriting, we are really focused on everything, and then it could be that a lot of ideas come back to your mind, to our minds, and we can settle it down and we can vote about that. And so we did here with Call of the Wild. And yeah, there are, I don't know, is it coincidence, but there are 3 songs about this werewolf mythology, and it's not a concept album, but it was just the ideas came up and we wrote about that.
Yeah, so you're talking about ideas and everything like that, and things that don't make it on the album. Was there a lot of work that you did originally for Call the Wild that you then had to cut out and you still kind of have on the back burner for future releases?
A lot, but I don't know if you use it for future releases. Normally, the thing is, what it's gone, it's gone. It's like if there's an idea and we didn't manage it to make it in a whole song or to bring it on an album, normally this idea is gone forever. Sometimes it's really a pity because there are good parts of it, but we can't connect the elements, So normally it's for us, it's easier to write completely new stuff than to go with older stuff and to try again and again and again, never ending story. So we have it. We have it, but normally it's writing new stuff, completely new stuff, and with fresh ideas.
All right, so about halfway through the album, you get to the track "Alive or Undead," which is a lot slower than all the tracks before it, a lot more dynamic and powerful. As a band,
Mm.
do you guys enjoy doing that kind of music, or do you kind of like, why do you put in like one or two really slow dynamic tracks in the
Mm.
midst of all this crazy power metal?
Yeah, it is. Thanks. It's crazy problem between Vakulak and Blood for Blood. We have this ballad, Alive or Undead. I don't know. It was like when we wrote part of the songs, we didn't know if it is it a ballad or will it be a fast song or whatever. And we did some experiments with the voice and everything, and then we recognized that is obvious a ballad, and it's a second ballad on the album here. And but that this song had this atmosphere we really want to deliver in the middle of the record, and this song is about loyalty, love, and those invisible forces that keep us all going, and it's larger than life. And that was like a theme we really felt it has to build up, with the solo in the mid part, with the piano at the beginning. It developed, it was not planned to write a second ballad. It was just there. And I really like that song. And normally, for example, that comes to my mind just now. For example, we played the other ballad Where the White Wolves Have Gone at the Wacken Festival. We were headliner there 2 years ago. And normally on a festival situation, we never played a ballad. And then we did. And the people were so crazy about that. They put on their mobile phone with the lights and everything. There was a huge thing in the air, and you can really feel this energy. And sometimes it's necessary to have a short breath or something like that, and then it's a ballad, a perfect moment. And yeah, and I love this song. Alive or Undead is really also one of my favorites.
Awesome, yeah, and you were just, talking about live shows and everything, and hopefully the world gets back into full
Mm.
swing soon. So, when Powerwolf hits the road again, you guys get back out on tour. Do you think it's going to be heavy on new material, or are you going to mix it up, just take a couple songs from the new album to play live?
It will be a mix because for me personally, when I'm attending a show, when I'm watching a band, listen to a band, I'm always happy when they mix new songs with songs from previous albums and not playing the whole album, the whole new album, you know. I guess if you have a mix between elderly stuff and new stuff, that is for me the perfect situation and a live situation. It will be very difficult to choose the songs from Call of the Wild album, but obviously we're gonna play Piece of Shit We're Done, Dancing with the Dead, Faster Than the Flame, Blood for Blood. Oh, there are already four, 4 or 5 songs, or even 6. It is quite difficult, but normally we want to have this mix. And if you play the next two and the next two, you can change it here and there and put some songs from this album or whatever. We feel free. It is, but it's quite difficult if you have released 8 albums so far. A lot of songs to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely would love to see you guys live. What do you think? Any chance you ever come to the United States anytime soon?
I hope so. To be honest, I hope so. We had these plans already when we did this tour in South America last year in March with Amon Amarth. And I talked with the guys as well that we should go over there and do something together in North America. And we had already plans to come over there, and then this situation came up and everything changed. So, but I want to, because my impression is that a lot of people over there likes Powerwolf, and they should have the chance to see us live and to celebrate with us this whole heavy metal mess. And I would really like to do that, and we're working on it.
Awesome. I've been a huge fan for years, since I was back in high school. So I'm definitely waiting for my
Yeah,
chance.
all right. We should really do it. It's I want to do it. So yeah, we'll see.
So this whole time, and obviously this goes for all of your imagery and all your albums, there's a lot of like mythology kind of behind it all. So when you guys sit down to like write content for a new album, are you just so interested in this world that things like this, like the Beast of Gavadon, just like comes naturally to you? Or do you kind of have to do some collective research on like what mythology you're gonna pull from to write music?
I guess both. We are interested in themes and reading about that, but also research. It's for example, I'm interested in religious topics. The approach is more to describe the historical elements of religion. But if I read something, I want to go in further details, and then I went, oh, what's that? And I found something out here and there, and then I can combine it with mythology and other topics. So it's a natural interest in themes like that, but also research, like a writer. He has also to collect some informations. And for example, Bishop Gévaudan, there's so much legends about that. It's not only the situation about the half wolf, half man beast who killed the people. It's also there's also interpretation of the way of the cross, like we did in the video. So there are a lot of interpretation of situations, and you read that, and then you find another information, and you can read there and here and there, and then you have perhaps a concept or not. But yeah, it's a lot of research as well. Yeah. And then we put the opposite part to make clear that Powerwolf has also this sense of humor in their songs. It's the song Undressed to Confess. And I guess no Powerwolf album without a little cheeky notice story. And then we have the opposite part with Undressed to Confess to the quite serious song Glaubenskraft.
Moving forward, so once the album comes out, you already have I know you have a couple music videos. Are there plans for any more music videos or for any of the other singles? Or are you just keeping it to, I think there's 2 videos out right now, if I'm correct?
We are planning more videos, and we also did this bonus album with the vocalist, with the singer, like Alyssa from Arch Enemy. We did this video. I did this video with Alyssa for Demons Are Grass Best Friend from the last album, and I'm quite sure, and there are already plans to do more videos, because we are a band with this visual concept. And yeah, it is like, it wasn't so easy to make a video in this stupid times, because we had a lot of travel restrictions to Switzerland. It was really weird. But we are working on next video already, so we'll see. Surprising you. what's
And
gonna happen next.
yeah, I'm excited. Nothing better than a good theatrical power metal music video. It doesn't get any better than that.
All right.
So, you actually just kind of alluded to this. What hurdles did, the current situation put in the way of recording the album? Was it kind of held on the back burner for a little bit, or were you able to meet with the band this entire time and continue working on the music?
Both. At the beginning, we were separated a little bit more because no one really knows what's gonna happen. And when there are some test possibilities, and then we meet each other, it could rehearse together, even with mask and something or separated rooms. But in the end, we never missed a deadline. That's really great, because we had this travel restriction also to the Netherlands, where we recorded the album. We had restrictions to France, where we recorded not the organ, but the music, the guitars and drums in the Netherlands. The organ was in France. It was always like a little bit, can we make it over the border? It's a really strange feeling here. But in the end, it worked. And it is, for example, when we recorded the choir, it wasn't possible to put all people together in one room. So we had to make more recordings with separated rooms for each singer. And that course, of course, it takes more time. But in the end, we didn't miss any deadlines. And it's good, because we were not allowed to play live. And then it was very important for us to release new music, new songs, the new album for our fans. And if you miss a deadline, that could mean you have to postpone the release and so on. And luckily, the time has come. Call of the Wild will be released next Friday.
All right. So now when Call of the Wild comes out, it's obviously a highly anticipated release. Do you have any like vinyl releases or merchandise that are coming out along with it? Like if fans go on your website, what can they get in terms of merchandise that's paired with the album release?
A lot. There are so much editions with vinyls, with yearbook, meat yearbook, with a statue that is already sold out. A lot of editions are already sold out. But if you want to check it out, go to powerwolf.net, to our shop, and you will find everything, or to the neighboring record store, shipping worldwide as well. We have a special shirt. We have a single from Beast of Gévaudan en français, if someone is interested over there. We will have a lot of new merch stuff. You can find whatever you want for the new release. A lot of great editions. Thank you, Napalm Records, for having that. And they are really awesome. A lot of great pictures, 52 pages in a booklet, and colored vinyl. So a lot. So you should really check it out.
All right, cool. I got one more quick question that I just like to ask to everybody that I interview across the board, just to kind of find out a little bit about the band. So if we were to walk into a zoo right now and you could go see any animal, which one would it be?
A wolf, obvious.
That's what I would have assumed.
we have I don't know exactly the word. I just check it. It is we are, just a second. How to speak? Godparents, is that it? A sponsor or something like that. Godparent, a pate of a wolf in Czech Republic. There are two young wolves, and they called Attila and Falk. That's real. That's real. The zoo asked us if they could have the name of the two band members from Powerwolf, and of course, that is. It was really great. We were there because that was in Pilsen, Czech Republic, and there was an open air festival, and nearby this festival is a zoo with wolves, and now they are grown up, I guess. Two big wolves called Attila and Falk. That's awesome, I guess.
All right, that's cool. I've never heard that story before, so that's
Yeah.
great. All right, that's about all the questions that I have for you. Thank you for getting on today. And if you just want to plug anything you want at the end, Powerwolf social media, tour dates, where they could get merchandise, websites, whatever you want right now, just spit it out for everyone to hear.
All right, just check our webpage, or Instagram, official Powerwolf or powerwolf.net, and you find everything with merch, with stuff, with tour dates, with history, with news. So click on.